Peace, peace, peace. Peace and love, peace and love. I hope everybody's doing well today on this Sunday. Listen, we got a great show for y'all today, as usual. Before we get into the show, I am one half of your host, King George, aka Mr. Knowledge is Power. And if you don't know who this is my beautiful co-host, my queen, my one and only, the beautiful and intelligent
Dr. Natalie Nicole. How y'all doing? Happy Sunday, everybody.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to another episode of CANDID Conversation, where we tackle topics that are not always popular.
But they are important.
But
yes.
they are important, yeah. So yeah, buckle up. We're throwing a party in the chat. Everybody's invited. Please, don't be a wallflower. We got a lot of great information, great show.
Yes.
A lot of things to unpack today on this Sunday. But yeah, before we go any further, I want to thank everybody, especially our day ones, for tapping in with us, rocking with us since day one. Mm-hmm. Thank you for continuing to watch, for continuing to support and show love. We definitely appreciate it. It doesn't go unnoticed. Your voice, engagement, and your support, of course, makes CANDID Conversation possible. So yeah, we got a great show.
And today's CANDID Conversation is brought to you by
the
people, the citizens here in Columbus, Georgia. Thank you so much for believing and being informed and having stronger communities. We appreciate you supporting what we're doing here.
Yep, we appreciate it. We can't say it enough. So yeah, thank you. But yeah, how was your day been so far?
Listen, it's been good. I'm still recuperating from my travels this past weekend or what have you, but it's been good. We had a great service at
GSG MBC,
today.
Greater Shady Grove Baptist Church, Missionary Baptist Church.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, we had a great time. Shout out to Pastor Gibson. Shout out to Reverend Jesse and their congregation for having us. We appreciate y'all. But yeah, it's been a beautiful day. It's been a hot, humid day.
Oh yeah, it was hot today now.
As well as a rainy day, so we got a little bit of everything today.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get candid, honey. You ready?
I was born ready.
But for that quote of the day, okay, I'm ready to get candid. Let's go. Go.
The quote of the day simply says, there's going to be a pay value for anything you want in life, whether it's comfort, distractions, or free time. There is a cost for success. Success costs what comfort won't pay. That was a mouthful.
Okay, I think I need
But it's profound.
Yeah, I think I need that one more time.
Okay. There is going to be a pay value for anything you want in life, whether it's comfort, distractions, or free time. There is a cost for success. Success costs what comfort won't pay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now that's the truth.
So listen, you gotta sacrifice something for whatever you want. You gotta give up something to get it. And I always admire those who, like yourself, my love, who have your doctorate and have gone to school and furthered your education. Because I know, that's not my lane, that's not my calling as far as formal education is concerned. Going to school, I could not sit in the classroom.
No.
Yeah, I love to learn, but sitting in the classroom to get a degree. Now, if I had to do it, then I would have to make that sacrifice, which is what the quote is talking about. So whatever you want out of life, there is a price to be paid, whether it be if you want to go pro, NFL, NBA, or whether you want to be a doctor, attorney, what have you, there's a price to pay. So
okay, I like it, I love it. Okay, well, so this has been interesting, right? Switching over to YouTube today.
Yeah, we're in transition,
I feel
y'all.
A little lopsided or whatnot, but we're gonna get it together.
We're gonna get it together. Yeah, we're making the transition, but we're gonna get there.
Yes. So we have so much to talk about tonight. And let's get candid, honey. You ready?
Yeah. Before we get candid, real quick.
Listen, that's the second time you don't reel me back in. Go ahead.
Vigilantes Inc. is a great documentary. If you have not seen it, you need to go check this out ASAP. Don't wait. Go check it out right now. Okay. Well, not right now. After Candid, then you go check it out. But yeah, CANDID Conversation. We have been talking about Vigilantes Inc. for probably the last year. For at least a year. But they are suppressing 4,000 plus votes right here in Muskogee County. They have done that.
Yes.
So yeah, you got to make sure that you are doing your homework on these people. True the Vote. Make sure you look up truethevote.org. They are MAGA vigilantes out here across the nation, not just in Muskogee County, across the nation. They're out here suppressing votes and doing whatever they can to silence your voice and to keep you basically silent. So make sure you go check this out. Shout out to our Major Turner. He is one of the people in the documentary who has a great story. And hopefully you can get a copy and he can autograph it for you. So shout out to him. Shout out to Mr. Greg Pallis, who shot the documentary. Also Mr. Martin Sheen and those others who were involved in this documentary. We appreciate y'all.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So again, we have several topics to get to tonight.
Yes, we do.
And I'm excited to get to them. And I want to start with public accountability and transparency. Where do you want to start tonight?
Well, I want to start with a question.
Oh, okay.
And I hope that everybody is up to speed, but if you're not, listen, you're in the right place to get brought up to speed.
Oh,
yeah. So
okay,
that's what we're gonna do tonight.
Okay. All right. What question are you starting with?
But yeah, I just want to ask the question about what you expect from your elected officials locally or on the federal level. What do you expect from them? Because there's a debate about, you don't have to have all of these accolades. You don't have to even be a leader to be an elected official. But yeah, so that's my question,
Okay. What do you expect from your elected official?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I love that. So just a little, just some facts here, right? Just some facts from research, right?
You're right. Yeah.
Public accountability and transparency. Elected officials are not private citizens, right? They are public servants, right? And so when we look at them through those lens, that's what we need to understand. With public serving comes public accountability, okay? Personal conflicts, yeah, that's private. But the moment it is known, the moment it's on social media or it's out there, it's fair game for communication, for citizens, for voters to discuss on how they feel that person's behavior is affecting or representing the seat that they hold. So I think that a lot of people need to make sure we all understand what's going on, because sometimes our heartstrings are more like, oh, well, you shouldn't talk about this and you shouldn't talk about that and we shouldn't know about it.
Yeah,
that part.
Well, listen, right.
We shouldn't know about it.
Right.
So when it comes to personal conflicts, that's private. We should not know about it. But if it becomes public, that means it's on the news. That means it's on social media.
Well, it's fair game.
Means, that someone has shared it, and it's the public knows, it becomes public. And then anything that has to do with ethics, campaign promises, votes that affect taxpayers, budgets, things of that nature, that is public accountability. In addition to any personal conduct that we learn about, because either your circle of friends or you have shared it publicly, okay? So it becomes a public discussion.
Right.
It's legitimate civic conversation connected to the expectations of voters and constituents of those people who they have either voted for or they didn't vote for, that are holding an elected seat. So I think people need to get comfortable with that. They need to move the emotions and the feelings aside and understand that if it's out here, people are talking about it, why? Start with the core problem that is out here in the first place.
Yeah.
And how I've really been feeling about it is that if you're embarrassed and if you feel some kind of way, guess what? I'm embarrassed and I feel some kind of way. That we have to have this conversation. That somebody that we respect and admire, common sense is not common, and people are having a conversation and we're having to talk about it.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
Listen, when it comes to being an elected official, nothing is off limits. Now, some things should be, because every elected official deserves to have a private life.
Right.
But at the same time, you when you step up and step out into public office, you open yourself up for scrutiny and public opinion. So that's what comes with the territory, and you got to be ready for that.
Right.
And if you're going to be in your feelings, you're going to be in your emotions, then that's probably not the right move for you being an elected official because you gotta have thick skin.
Right.
You gotta have thick skin. We both know in the military, if you're gonna be moving up in rank and you're gonna call yourself making a military career, you gotta have thick skin.
Absolutely. And you have to have discipline and you have to have standards. Oh, look at this. I see it up here. Let me stop. Let me read. Okay. I expect transparency, economic plans for their districts, interactions with citizens outside the city council and outside of planned events, fair representation with our tax dollars. I get you. Working and hand in hand with the school board, not nobody sitting high and looking down. Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
That's a big one right there in Columbus.
Absolutely.
Shout out to whoever made that comment. That is huge going on right now.
That's Corey at Club X Media, I believe.
Okay, my man.
Yeah.
Salute to you, sir. Welcome to the show.
So, of course, when this stuff becomes public knowledge, we have public expectations. And that's just the bottom line. And so, you know, there's a video floating around or there's photos floating around, and I haven't particularly seen it, but the elders was in my ear telling me how they feel about it, right? And so I think people don't understand that when you become an elected official and you're representing, because I think that's what one of our generals said, they're not leaders, they're actually just representing a representative. They're representing the interests of the people. Well, we have standards. We have standards of what the expectations are. And some people, it was kind of mixed when I put it out there a little bit, you know, their private life is their personal life and what have you. Well, then why do we know about it? That's the question folks need to answer. Why do we know about it? Why are we seeing it? When you have fun, you are entitled to it. You're entitled to have a private life. Nobody's saying that. But your circle needs to be tight. You know, everybody needs to understand the responsibility of protecting who you are and what you stand for from the public. There's certain things that we just shouldn't see and shouldn't know. Especially if you're representing a large amount of people and you're representing an elected position. So, and that's where my common sense is just not common, because, you know, it's just certain things I'm just definitely just not going to do, and somebody has pictures of it or they're sharing it on social media, you know?
You gotta, you know, you have to make sure that you are representing yourself well, not only as a private citizen, but for your constituents. You know what I mean? Because you are the face of your district. You are the face of whatever seat or office you're running for. You're the face of that. In essence, you're the ambassador, or the liaison. So you got to carry yourself well, because you know you are a representation of your constituents. So.
Okay, and so you have to recognize how you choose to show up, how you choose to dress, how you choose to speak, how you choose to walk. All of those things represent. You're not for you, about you anymore. When you become an elected official, you're representing other people. And so there's a standard of professionalism that's expected. And that's all we're trying to say. I mean, people got in their feelings and they got all in their emotions. It's their personal life and what they want to do on their private. Great, we understand that. But at the same time, then that needs to be a private page so that everybody does not have access to it, especially people who voted for you, especially people who are holding you to a standard of dignity and respect that they don't see that, you know, with whatever they saw. I mean, private life should be exactly that. It should be private. And then, like you said, you are a representative of your constituents. You're a representative of the citizens. How you doing, Major Turner?
Welcome, sir. Salute.
How you doing? And
welcome
so, my other thing about that, I wanted to share. A long time ago in Houston, I went to a concert, if you will. It wasn't so much a concert, but it was an event. And it was somebody that I liked. Liked, and I paid good money to be there, right? And I just felt, because I liked that person and I paid good money to be there, like if they fell off the stage, I'm not putting that on live. I'm not laughing about it. I'm not sharing it. But the amount of people who shared that the person fell off the stage and hurt themselves, it hurt me. Because it's like,
that's weird.
How do you support somebody? How do you care about somebody? And then in a moment of weakness like this, instead of covering them, you have put it on live and put it on social media. To me, you're not really there because you care about the person. What do you think?
No, I agree. I agree. Yeah, and it's the same way with social media. Why is somebody coming on your page? You know what I mean? If you're there, especially if you're a friend on social media, you know, you should be liking stuff. You should be, you know, it should be positive support.
Right.
Like you said, not the other way around.
Right.
So maybe you mistakenly post something that you didn't mean to, and somebody takes advantage of that situation, reposts screenshots it, shares it. So that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Now on the other end of that, there's people out here that don't like you and they don't support you. And any opportunity that they have to see you slipping, right? They're gonna take the footage. They're gonna take the photos. We've seen a lot of that in this this last election, right? So it's out there. But are you paying attention to your surroundings? Are you paying attention to where you're going? Are you having fun right here in Columbus, strip clubs and clubs and what have yous? And then thinking people aren't going to be like, oh, that's so and so, and record you like, I'm confused. Like, I'm confused. And I'm sorry, I don't want to see a person that is professional in an elected position doing anything that's supposed to be private for them and their family, unless we are friends and I was there.
Yeah.
And, you know, of course, then I'm not sharing it and I don't care to share it on social media. But again, right here in Columbus, you're going to be like, right, you know, wide open for anybody to be like, oh, that's so-and-so. And then bust out the camera and start recording you and taking pictures. Like, that don't make sense to me.
Not at all. But
yeah.
Some people live for that. Misery loves company, as they say. So.
Yeah. So those are the things that, you know, we have to make sure that, you know, I think somebody said this shouldn't even be a topic with all the issues. You're right. You're absolutely right, but it is.
You would think that.
And especially because we're people of a certain age, you would think that if you're running for public office, that this is common sense. But apparently it's not.
Well, listen, speaking of common sense, let me read the definition, because that's why, you know, that comment was made, because certain things that you would think shouldn't be discussed or you should have to say. But let me see the definition. What do I do with it? Is that it? Yeah. So the key characteristics of common sense: universal baseline, knowledge shared by nearly everyone in a society. That's one. Universal baseline. No formal study. Learn through basic life experience rather than school. That's a key characteristic.
Okay.
Another one is self-evident, which is facts that do not require complex proof or explanation.
Okay.
For example, if it's freezing outside, common sense, you need a heavy coat on.
Put a jacket on.
But it's not common.
Okay.
Not touching a hot stove or a hot surface. Should be common sense. You're gonna get burned. Putting leftover food in a refrigerator to keep it fresh should be common sense. But it's just things like that, you know what I mean, that should be common, should be the norm, but unfortunately,
and it's just got me asking, you know, are you ready? Are you ready for what comes with the service? Like, did you consider the cost? Did you think about what comes with the territory of becoming a public official? Like, there's a certain way that you need to carry yourself. Right. And guess what? If you like certain things and you're grown, do what you do, but do it in a place, in a way that, listen, people are not going to have you wide open on social media in our community, and we got to look at you at city council, or we got to look at you, you know, in places that are of dignity and respect. We don't want to see it. And again, if you feel some kind of way about it, if you upset about it, imagine how we feel, knowing that, okay, this is the conversation people are having about you. Like he said, instead of all the important things that should be going on, this is the conversation that we're having. And it is the truth. Things should be common sense, but it is not. A strong circle is important. I can't stress that enough. Like, I'm not sure who's getting the videos or the pictures, or if you're just so reckless that you think that you can hang out here locally and do God knows what, and people aren't going to put you on blast about it. That's less than smart to me. Yeah.
Again, when you're in the public eye, you're open. You have opened yourself up for public scrutiny, public opinion. And based on how you carry yourself as an elected official or potential elected official, lets us know if you're serious
Right.
or not. You know what I
Right.
mean? So that's my 2 cents, if you will.
Right. And speaking of serious, Tuskegee is a HBCU.
Yes, it
And
is.
they're about leadership, they're about service, and they're about community. And it's been that way for years. And so, again, they are preparing our future to be leaders in our communities. And they've said, hey, no more do-rags, no more bonnets, no more PJs or slippers in class. And
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, honey.
No, I was gonna say you said it right.
Yeah.
In class and in the cafeteria.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll let you finish. I'll let you land
Well,
your
and
plane.
I'm just saying that people are on both sides of the spectrum as it regards what's the standard, what's okay and what's not. So what's your thoughts? This is another thing.
Please
with
tell
everything
us.
that's going on in the world, this is a conversation we're having because it's necessary.
Listen, are you up to speed on what's going on
Yeah.
with Tuskegee and the new dress code policy that they just enforced? And the question has been asked: have the standards disappeared? Are the standards so low that what used to be considered good is bad and bad is good?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you get pushback when you try to hold people accountable and say things like, hey, you should dress for success, or you should put your best foot forward.
Right.
You get pushback for whatever reason, and that's where we are. People are on both sides with this new dress code policy that Tuskegee has implemented. So.
And how did you grow up? Yeah, talk about how you grew up. Was that normal? Were you ever coming out of the house in PJs and slippers and a do-rag to go anywhere?
Now, a do-rag, yes. A do-rag, yes. But you would never think of wearing a do-rag to school.
Okay.
You would never think of wearing, you know what I mean? So when I was a kid growing up, middle school, high school, you wanted to look fresh. You wanted to look cool. You know what I mean? You didn't want to, listen, PJ bottoms, and you would have got laughed at.
Yeah.
And I get it. We're in a different day and time, so that's part of it too. We're in a different day and age, and these kids, for whatever reason, the younger generation has adopted this, this dress code of wearing housewear or not housewear. What is it called?
Housewear.
Loungewear.
Loungewear.
To class, out in public, to restaurants, to stores. You got PJs. Some of them wear the top and the bottom out.
The whole thing.
With the do-rag and the slippers.
Yes, the whole thing.
And the hair bonnet. You know what I mean? But wait, what do y'all say?
What's your thoughts
Is it
now?
a problem for you? Is it a problem for your kids? Is it a problem for your loved ones?
Yeah, so
it's a no-go over here.
Yeah, same here. So, Tuskegee is a world-renowned institution.
Yeah.
It is an HBCU founded by Booker T. Washington. They were founded in 1881, so they've been with us for a long time. Their motto is knowledge, leadership, and service, and it's an emphasis on workforce preparation. So with that emphasis that hasn't changed, it's automatic for me to assume that if their emphasis is workforce, then nobody shows up to a job in slippers and a bonnet and PJs and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But people are having a whole fit about it. We're having a whole fit. And let me see about the comments. Let's see. Everybody looking for the way up in social media to capitalize on someone's worst moments. That's a lot of people. Character real ain't real no more. Now, listen, Corey, some of this is not worst moments. Some of this is people having a good time, dancing and doing things of that nature, or at the beach and things of that nature. Those are not worst moments. And I think that's what makes it sometimes hard for people, because it's like, what's wrong with that?
What do you mean?
Going back to the elected officials and what's showing up on social media, I think that's what he's talking about. It's not worst moments, in my opinion, if you're going out and you're dancing and having a good time. It's not worst moments if you're at the beach and you're in clothes or what have you that you want to wear and you feel comfortable in.
No, he's talking about when people are exposing you, like you said about the concert. Yeah, that's what I think that's what he's talking about.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And people are, screenshotting and sharing where you fell off the stage or you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's horrible to me.
Yeah.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
So like he said, this is the age we're in where everybody's trying to be a content creator. Everybody wants to go viral, and they don't care how they do it.
Oh, okay.
And people have lost their lives trying to go viral. You know what I mean? That's the crazy part. People
Yeah.
are losing their lives.
So yeah, that is the worst moment. Thank you for
likes,
that clarification.
clicks, views,
Yeah, somebody
shares.
just fell off the stage and you know, putting it on social media, YouTube, going live. And I'm thinking, I paid my money because I value this person, I like this person.
Yeah.
And so why would I do this? Even though, you know, I don't know them, they're not my best friend, but if I'm gonna pay my money to be somewhere, then I care about whoever it is.
Right.
So yeah, why would I even do that? Let's see what else we got here.
The world we live in.
Okay. Again, shouldn't even be a conversation. Class and decorum is second, though, things in our community. And that's, wow, Black mental fatigue is real. Oh, bless the Lord. But this is just folks being lazy, sorry, and nasty. Okay, I agree, sir. I ain't want to say lazy, but since you done already said it,
Well,
that's how I feel about it. It's lazy.
When it comes to the dress code?
Rolling out of the bed.
Well, I don't think, so I disagree.
Ooh.
I'll tell you why I disagree.
Okay.
So I just think it's a trend. It's just a popular thing to do
That's
nowadays.
been normalized.
That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. All the kids across the nation are doing this, and this is the norm now.
Is it all the kids or just a certain
all
demographic?
of them. No. All of them that can get away with it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because maybe the parents don't allow you to go to school like that, but they'll allow you to go to the store like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And some parents don't even know that their kids are dressing like this when they go places. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
So I definitely.
It's the new normal.
If it's the new normal, I definitely think it's lazy and it's very inappropriate. So real quick,
Listen,
you
the
know.
Crocs help usher that in. When everybody start wearing Crocs. Because listen, you could wear, they have thin, like jogger type pants that you can wear that are similar to PJ bottoms that are the same type of material. You know what I mean?
And so that's the conversation I had with our college kid, right?
Okay.
That's what I said. I said, you know, PJs are not appropriate, but they make athletic wear that you can wear. That's comfortable, but you still look like you got some dignity and respect about yourself.
Right.
And so, speaking of a bonnet, right? The definition is it's worn to protect your hair while sleeping, to preserve a hairstyle. Pajamas, sleepwear intended to be worn while sleeping. None of that is get out of bed and leave my house and go to school or go to work.
Listen,
so,
you didn't answer. You asked me the question.
What happened?
When you were growing up.
Oh, heck no.
What?
Oh, no, and no. Of course not.
Why not?
And, you know, because, I mean, it just was... Listen, I got a spanking walking around in the house looking crazy.
There. I just want to know, what it wasn't popular. It wasn't. It was unheard of.
Standards. That's all I'm gonna say. When I say I got a spanking walking around, you couldn't walk around with dirty clothes on or looking crazy or face not, unshoveled and stuff like that. So we definitely wasn't walking out of the house going nowhere. Listen, I wish I would. Talking about a bonnet or whatnot to school or PJs. My mom would have tore me up. And then so, of course, that upbringing, of course you don't transition as a young adult into that type of, wear to anywhere outside of your house.
Yeah.
It's inappropriate.
Like I said, it's the new normal. It's popular now. Just like a lot of things with the younger generation, it's just something that's popular.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's a lot of stuff that's inappropriate too. A lot of clothing.
Well, that's where we are.
Thin materials and things of that nature that just should not, the bigger you are, the more it spreads, the more you can see. All of that is inappropriate. And when we're adults, I am just so concerned that somebody has to tell you that, hey, we can see through your clothes, or where is your slip, or where is whatever you need to put under your clothes so we don't see every nook and cranny of what you have going on. Dignity has just went out the window. Class has went out the window. And I will say this as well, right? My background is in modeling. Long time ago, St. Louis, Missouri. The basic things that they teach us for the runway, right? You should never wear, your underwear should never be outerwear. You should never wear anything that's going to take away from the designer's clothing. So, anything that's going to be a distraction. But before they taught me that, my mama taught me that, right? So are we teaching our young people that it's not okay? Well, I see adults that's walking around looking crazy most times. So are we teaching our children, how to carry ourselves where your underwear is not outerwear, and bringing distractions and things of that nature? And that was a big thing. Professionalism for me is for women, they would always teach us, like, don't do stuff that's going to bring attention.
Yeah.
And people not take you seriously as a professional. And today, that crap is just out the window.
Out the window.
Everything be tight.
It's
All
a new norm. And I heard somebody say it's a trend, and maybe you can say if you've seen this or not, but young ladies, you know, for keep it politically correct, Daisy Dukes is a popular thing.
Oh.
But it's like they didn't got out of hand with it.
Oh, but
Daisy Dukes are already, you know, super short. But they saying that this is
this stuff looks
they
like
have gone
underwear.
a little bit, yeah, they have gone a little bit beyond Daisy Dukes
On
nowadays.
the college
so,
campus this weekend, the stuff looked like underwear.
Listen, I saw a young lady walking down the street the other day. She looked like she was middle school age, and I was like, yeah, this is
it's
out
too
of
much,
hand. Yeah,
right?
It's out of hand.
It's too much.
Who let her out of the house like that? So I'm thinking like
Right.
her two friends was covered up, right?
Yeah.
Her two friends are covered up.
But she wasn't.
She was not. So.
And I think you bring up a good point when you say that. Like, you know, do we really have good quality friends today? Because I remember growing up, like, if you ask your friend, do I look okay in this? And if they didn't tell you the truth, right, they didn't like you like that. They wanted you to be the ugly one in the group, or they wanted you to be the one that was not going to get, you know, attention or what have you. Yeah, let her go on and look however. And I see a lot of that today. We have intelligent, bright, smart people. And like, all I can wonder is like, who are your friends, and why haven't they said, or why are they letting you walk around like that with not saying anything?
Yeah.
And I feel like you don't care. You don't care about the person for real if you're gonna let them walk out, especially the older generation. You know, us and older people are afraid. Maybe are y'all afraid to say something these days?
Well, what I've heard is the village is starting to acclimate to what the kids are doing and start to, you know, be a part of, you know, what the kids are doing. They're siding with. So that's part of the problem.
Or are they afraid? Are we afraid
I don't think
to
so.
address, you know, class and dignity today? Are we afraid, or will you get cursed out?
You might, but
will you get
that's
cursed
what I'm
out?
saying. It's
When
the
you're
new
like,
norm.
I'm grown and I wear what I want to wear. I mean, because I grew up, you know, of course I'm far and removed from having to wear pantyhose to church, but you at least had to wear a slip, right? That should never go out of style, because nobody needs to see what you have under your clothes. And today, like, that's not even a norm. Like, you know, it's not. And so it's like, are we not parenting our young ladies? I don't know so much about guys.
I think that's part of it.
Are we not
you can
parenting
see
our
it.
young ladies?
You're an educator. You've seen both sides of how the kids show up, the young men and the young ladies.
Yeah, well.
So you can, you know.
And it's bad when it's the adults who leading the way with it, setting the example for it. So it's like, what can you tell a child when you have adults that are dressing in ways that are unbecoming?
I think it's a combination of everything. I think it's some of the parents. I think it's society. I think it's some of the friends. I think it's a combination of everything, of everybody that contributes to how the new generation shows up.
Yeah, and so, and one of the discussions I was having as well is that, you know, in different parts of the world, it's classless to walk around in athletic wear all the time.
Yeah.
You know, you're wearing tight pants. What do you call them, breeches?
Spandex or
spandex and a sweater and stuff like that all the time. But here in America, that has become the norm. Let me put on some athletic pants and a shirt and roll out. So I'm glad Tuskegee to bring it back. I'm glad that they have enforced the standards and the policy in that way. I think that just helps us to do better moving forward as, you know, a culture and as people, because you cannot show up to work with a bonnet on your hair. You cannot show up in PJs, in slides, unless you got a different kind of job. That's not normal. And so why even, you know, conduct yourself in a way as if it is?
Again, it's
People
just
say
a trend.
in school, it's just class.
Nah, like you said, there's innerwear and there's outerwear. You shouldn't be wearing your outerwear, your innerwear outside. You know what I mean? So pretty soon it's gonna be, and I've seen, well, I ain't gonna get into that, but it just keeps getting worse. And worse.
Less and less too.
Less and less. So.
Less and less. And so I think that's another thing that they need to address, you know, is is that you need to have some darn clothes on, right? You need to put some clothes on. I don't care how hot it is. You need some clothes. Like, you know, in school, your handprints, your hands had to go to a certain part. That's how long your shorts needed to be.
Yeah.
I think we need that in the public as well, because sometimes it's very inappropriate for families. I remember on a post I was on, they would be like, no profanity zone, because, you know, people were cursed so much. And so, as a city, as a community, we have to implement things like that. That's going to help us stay, you know, on the right and narrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. All right.
But speaking of new norms and certain conversations that needs to be had with your kids, your loved ones, are we having conversations with our kids about being in environments that are predominantly white and you're the only African American kid or person there?
Right, right.
So that brings me to, are y'all up to speed on the Nolan Wells case?
Right.
Are you up to speed? Do you understand the magnitude of what's going on with this case? Not only the Nolan Wells case, there's other cases that are kids, 18-year-old young men have died under similar circumstances.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that's a legitimate question. Are we having a conversation with our kids about, if you go on somewhere with a group of predominantly white kids, how you should conduct yourself? Even should you even go? Should you even be there?
Part,
you know what I mean?
That part, like who's sending their child by themselves with people like that?
Well, I don't think at some point it wasn't an issue. Now I remember as a kid, I had a friend, he was mixed, but his mom was white, his little brother was white, and when I went to go visit with them, everybody was white. Oh. And I remember feeling like, you know, I felt some type of way. I was the only, when I tell you I was the only one, now my friend, he was mixed, but he looked white. You know what I mean? Everybody, all the parents was white, all the kids was white.
And your parents knew you was over there?
They knew. They knew. Well, they didn't know I was, so they knew I was with my friend, but they didn't know I was at this particular, because we went somewhere else. Like I went to go visit with them, and then his mom took us to a birthday party with their friends. And it was all white people, and we was in the country, and so. Funny. Yeah, but yeah, what do y'all say? You know, and it's a serious situation, and condolences to the Wells family. You know, there's a lot going on with this case, and if, like I said, if you're not up to speed, it's a lot to unpack. But right now, the state has just given their results for the autopsy, the state's autopsy, to the grand jury. And in my humble opinion, I believe that the grand jury in Mississippi, if you know the history of Mississippi, you already know what time it is. This is where the situation happened in Mississippi, if you don't know. But I think the grand jury is going to say, we don't suspect foul play, and that's going to be the end of the case.
All right, so a little backstory. It was the 4th of July, and it was reported that he was last seen at 3 p.m. on the 4th of July, okay? His body was found 2 days later, July 6th.
There you go.
Horn Island is where they went to celebrate, he and 3 other white young men on a boat. So what they are saying that is an active, ongoing investigation. And I just want to give, you know, it's Mississippi, Emmett Till, 1955. And I'm going to try to get through this without getting emotional because I already feel that way.
Well,
he was 14 years old and he was killed. And everybody knows the details at this point. Why? Medgar Evers, 1963, was assassinated outside of his home in Mississippi. Freedom Summer, 1964. People were killed while registering. 3 specific people were killed while registering people to vote. And then history tells that between 1877 and 1950, there was more than 650 lynchings that happened in Mississippi for the purposes of reinforcing white supremacy and suppressing votes and to instill fear. So that is the history. And, you know, we've watched other historical documentaries where people feared to drive through Mississippi to get where they needed to go. So that is the history of what we're dealing with in Mississippi. And I do believe that things are going to be turned upside down if they come out with anything less than what's right in this situation. So what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I just like I just said, I believe that that's what's going to happen. I believe that this grand jury is going to come back and say, hey, there's no foul play. And if they do that, that's the end of the case. You can't file any criminal charges once the grand jury says that there's no foul play, or they don't suspect any foul play. So I think that's going to be the end of it. Now they can come back with a civil case, you know what I mean? But that's monetary damages you get. Nobody goes to jail or prison in that civil case. So that's what I see happening. And the family did a separate independent autopsy outside of what the state did, and they didn't get his throat when they did the independent autopsy. They didn't have his throat to determine if he was suffocated, if he was choked. So now they're supposed to be getting that, and who knows the condition of it. It's been so long, you know what I mean?
Right.
Who knows? The toxicology report hasn't come back. So it's a lot that goes into it, but
Right.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but
and somebody knows what happened. That's what's sad about it. Is somebody knows exactly what happened, and mouths are closed. And that
they're
is
told to be closed.
Yes, that is what's so sad about it. And of course, says this case is a prime example of systematic racism in action. And that's how it works for us. That's how it works.
Yeah, but I want to know what your thoughts are. Are y'all having a conversation with your kids about being in a situation or going somewhere where your child is the only African American person there, and they're in an environment where it's predominantly white, and they're going somewhere, they're going camping, or they're going on a trip to some kind of trip,
Panama City, anywhere, yes.
A sleepover, anything. Like what are you having a conversation just like you have the conversation with your child? If you're riding and the police pull you over, then you need to conduct yourself
a certain way.
So that conversation needs to be had.
Right. Well, more than a conversation, I don't believe it should happen. Like, I just don't believe you should send your child and they're the only person. Like, you got to send them with somebody. Like, so they need to go with another friend that looks like them, but you don't just send them by themselves. Being the minority in the situation, I don't believe that's appropriate. And I get he's a big boy, and he was in college. Football. So he probably knew these young men, but that makes it a little different. But it's just unfortunate, honey. And based on this, right? I don't believe you send your kid, moving forward with kids by themselves. You just don't. And it's easy to do because it's been done. I grew up like that. We didn't have any black neighbors. We had white girls. Missy and Tiffany were our neighbors, and that's who we hung out with. Go across the road to their house, they come to our house. But we didn't go places with them. Like my mom didn't let us go places with them or anything like that. But then here, the girls had friends. One of them had a set of friends, and how we get when we have those Caucasian people who only like black people and only date black people, but I guess at the end of the day, they're still Caucasian at the end of the day.
It's a different culture. It's a different upbringing. It's different values. You know what I mean? But aside from that, I wouldn't send my child where they're going to be the only one. I'm not doing it. Right.
So my children are highly indoctrinated on Black history and being in black spaces. Where the only black. I doubt that would ever happen though. Laugh out loud. Okay. They're the only black. Okay. Yeah.
But the conversation needs to be had, you know what I mean? Because this is the third young man within a year that has died under suspicious circumstances. And there was no investigation, there was no criminal charges, there's no suspects, you know what I mean?
Right.
Well, in the other two cases, I take that back. In the other two cases, they did have suspects, but they charged them with tampering with evidence. That's what they charged them with.
Right. So it's unfortunate, and it's another conversation we have to have with our children about making sure they're safe, and they just can't be out here by themselves.
Not at all.
Of what
adults too. You heard about about Tamla, what's her name?
Yes, the young lady that went on the vacation with folks.
Yeah, she went to a sleepover. Well, these grown-ups now.
Yeah.
She went to a sleepover and no suspects, no charges.
Nothing.
No nothing.
Yeah.
You know, she's the only one that mysteriously died. They say she fell off a balcony. Maybe she was drunk. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Yeah.
Listen, not these days and times. Not these days and times. I want to circle back around to, you know, some campaign promises and things that are expectations of our new counselors, right?
Okay.
How, like with this election and this being 2026, like does it mean anything that we're in a technological age, a digital age, and that the expectations for communication is different than what it was years ago? What do y'all think about that?
Yeah, it means the world. I mean, things are a lot easier because of technology. Of course, we know that. So, when it comes to elected officials, you know, you got to be able to use these tools to your advantage. You know what I mean? Nobody should be using paper and
I like paper still.
I mean, to a certain degree, of course, but you know, you want to work smarter, not harder. That's all I'm saying. That is what technology has done. It has afforded us the opportunity for us to get things done quicker. Of course, there's a cost that comes with convenience. At the same time, yeah, I think it's a good thing. And as an elected official, you got to use these tools to your advantage. And they are using them when they're canvassing. There's a whole app you go to.
Say it, sir.
Yeah, so they're using the tools.
When it's convenient for them.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, and then some they're not in there to use the tools. They're not in there to affect change. They're just in there
for
to
status.
Yeah, and those type of things. And we know who they are.
Right.
We know who they are.
So yeah, I'm a little disappointed. You know, there's an expectation that comes with people of a certain age, professionals, higher degrees. I just don't believe that we should be getting the bottom of the barrel from those types of people.
Yeah.
And I guess in this election season, like my hopes were up that these people were, I mean, their social media, some of them is amazing, right? You can pay somebody to put all the right information about what you're going to do for homelessness and what you're going to do for blight and all this stuff. You can pay somebody to do that, and now it's crickets. Now we're not getting that communication anymore. Now you're not showing up and saying exactly what you're working on, and you know, there's no newsletter. There's nothing. You're coming to these meetings. You're sitting up there looking pretty, and that's as far as it's going. And I'm telling you, I'm really frustrated about it because
and rightfully so.
I truly thought we were going to get something different and not business as usual. And instead, already I feel like people are comfortable. I've arrived. I've made it. I'm a counselor. And, you know, God knows what they're being told behind the scenes. You can't please everybody. You know, just take it one day at a time. Don't try to overdo yourself. You don't have to answer phone calls, emails, whatever they're telling you behind the scenes. That's not what people elected you for. That's not what we understood when we volunteered or we fought to put you in that seat.
Right. I agree. And again, we talked about this earlier. Accountability has almost gone out the window.
Yeah.
And it's like when you hold somebody accountable, people are offended.
Oh, yeah. Who do you think you are? Or, you know, attacking me, or you're stalking me.
That's what it is. They think
or,
it's
you know, it's all kinds of foolery. And it just makes me feel like you don't understand what comes with the territory. And right now, I just feel like we have been lied to. It's been over 30 days, May 19th and June 16th, since people understood that they were the person. They were going to be elected. So why not on day one, we see social media page with, hey.
Yeah.
You know, and this is where you can find this, and this is where you can do this, and sign up here. Like, I don't think that's too much to ask in this age. But apparently, it feels like people are just complacent and comfortable with just letting things be the way they are. And so paying attention to this and moving forward to that 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 for the upcoming council, listen, we're going to be paying attention to this kind of lip service.
Exactly. I agree 100%. Yeah, I mean, it's time out for that. I mean, if the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
The proof is in the pudding. If you have a track record of doing the work, then of course the work is not going to stop when you get in office,
That
and
part.
that's all we're saying. It's
That's
not
another
going to,
thing.
it's not going to
Yeah.
stop when you get in there.
That's another thing I'm disappointed. Like, you know, I get people have to take vacations and stuff, but when you run on a campaign and say that you are always in the community and you know what's going on in the community, but you're not. Where are you? What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't know. And why have you taken a pause until you get signed in? I've always said for however long, it doesn't take a title or a position to serve and to show up in the communities and get things done. It just doesn't.
No doubt.
And if that's what you're waiting on, and then you get in there and we still don't see the service, that's even worse.
Yeah.
And for some of these positions, we didn't have much of a choice in the first place.
Well, that's the going rate in
We
Columbus.
didn't have much of a choice in the first place. We were, you know, rocked between a hard place. Like, okay, we definitely can't vote for that person.
Yeah.
So it's very disheartening. You know, it's disheartening because the expectation is higher than what we're getting, and people will have the audacity to be mad and pissed off because we're having this conversation instead of delivering and showing up better than what we have been seeing, the neglect we have been seeing for so many years in council.
Yeah, like I said, I agree.
Our community need the personal touch. We have many undereducated parents who need support in registering, perhaps a 24-hour hotline, phone banks. Okay, I can't see that. Or to help register. Oh, that's true. Yes, sir.
Well, I think the tools are already in place. For me, I think the tools are already in place. The parents just got to do better. You know, like we can't give them a crutch. Like, you got to get out and freaking register your kid. You know what I mean? Like, there shouldn't be any excuse for a parent not registering their kid. Of course, there's exceptions to every rule. Some people actually need help. They need help. They might be in a situation that, you know, who knows what the situation is, but the parents have to absolutely do a better job of showing up, because you got, what, 2.5 months, 3 months?
Yeah. Now, a lot of parents have registered their kids, and they ran into issues here at the last minute. And so that's,
well, what's the last minute,
that's
though? Like,
Thursday. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's one thing if so we're not talking about the ones who have done what they're supposed to do. We're talking about the ones who have not.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The ones who have come in at the 11th or 12th hour trying to register their kids, and now, you know, you can't get this done, or you can't get, those are the ones we're talking about. You know, the people who are just not doing it, the people who are waiting until the last minute, that's who I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah, we can't make excuses for them. They're just not doing it.
Right, because so there's a demographic of us who we just didn't do it. We don't do it. We don't put the app on our phone. You know, we waited to the last minute. There's, you know, that's the reality of it. But then there are a demographic of us who did do it, and they ran into some problems and issues as well. So, let's see. Many of us are tired of the same old, same old. Absolutely.
Yeah, say that again.
Absolutely.
Say that again,
Corey. And you know, that brings me to my concern of, you know, like moving forward. And all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use this crime prevention man again.
Okay.
However old he is, you know, either he does not have the education or the wherewithal to be able to run that department up to date to 2026. And so when you see that as a going issue here in this community, like, everybody can't be 60 and 70 and older on the team. Like, you need to get some people in the 30s. You need to hire people who are going to bring, and it's not hard for them to do it. It's not hard for them to make social media and do the things that need to be done. They know how to do the stuff.
Right.
And so that is a consideration. I'm talking about council. Like, we hired, you know, older people, and I'm feeling like we need to get younger people.
We do.
On the council that can take the council and run in the right direction that it needs to go. Because what we have right now, I am so unhappy with. I'm just unhappy with it. I'm very disappointed.
You're not wrong. You're not by yourself. And just look all around us. Look all around the country. Look at right here in Georgia. Warner Robins has
Mm-hmm.
a young mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Fort Valley has a young mayor. Stockbridge has a young mayor. So
Listen, the only person that's qualified for day one right now is our mayor. So far, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the only person we can count on that we know that's going to go in that seat
And make it
and
happen.
make it happen day one.
Right.
And that's why I'm disappointed with the people. Like, even if you were just put in that position to do what's required and what's needed, at least have some dignity and care about the community that you have been elected to serve.
Yeah.
At least pretend like you care and you're going to make some changes and bring, some better to that, what have you. The only thing I feel like is that this new group of people that come in, they need to be younger. Davis needs to go, Allen needs to go, Toya needs to go.
Yeah.
And, if Garrett don't get his stuff together, he needs to go.
Well, I think he needs to go.
So, yeah, I mean, it just needs to balance out with younger people who are eager, willing, and can do it. And it's not stressful for them, and they don't feel like it's too much or they're overwhelmed. I mean, that's the way I feel like we need to go in order for things to get done. And that's where mentorship comes in.
Yeah.
That's where molding and shaping the younger generation so that they can be successful, but bring the assets that they bring to the table successfully. I'm done.
Yeah. It's frustrating, but put your comments in the chat of what you think about a fresh perspective, younger people in office in elected positions, because like I said, it's being done all around us.
Yeah.
So that's what needs to happen in order for Columbus to progress and to stay on the cutting edge of things and to stay innovative and fresh and new. You gotta have the youth or younger adults in there that's gonna bring a different perspective, because like you said, they have a different mindset.
Yeah. And they're ready to hit the ground
Yeah.
running.
So
they're not gonna be
that's what needs
sitting
to
up there
happen.
talking about I'm new to this. Who cares?
Well, that's
Who
a different
cares?
problem for me. That's a totally different
Who
problem.
cares?
Yeah, that's on a
this
case
is
by
day
case.
one, or this is the new day, or
Yeah.
I'm still a new. Who cares? Get to work. That's what we want to see.
Yeah.
That's what we want to hear.
Yeah.
This is what I already started, and this is what I'm doing. Like, this city has been neglected in so many areas for so long that it's like, get to work. That's all I want you to do is get to work.
Again, politics is usual in Columbus. Politics as usual and business as usual, and that's the hurdle we got to overcome.
Right.
If Columbus is going to move forward, and be a better place for our kids and grandkids.
Right.
We have to get the gatekeepers, if you will. They got to move on. They got to move on because they want to keep things the same, and they want to keep putting their friends and their colleagues, in these positions. It's time out for that. That day is over.
Right.
If Columbus wants to truly flourish,
Right.
because that's the issue we're having with Glenn Davis. That's the issue we're having with this system and the people who are upholding this system.
Yeah, up there calling everybody colleagues.
Yeah.
So again, that's why we have to pay attention to not only the district that we are able to vote in, the at-large seats, but people like Davis' seat, people like Crab's seat. They sit up there and they put their priorities, over staff. The staff makes this city go round.
Yeah.
Okay, but you don't want to make sure that they get an increase in pay. And Garrett's wife was complaining about the mayor-elect stating that he was going to give city employees increase in pay.
Yeah.
Increase in pay. She was complaining about that. But you don't have a problem with them hiring somebody for $260,000, and he telling me 30 days. Sir, you are 30 days too late already.
Right.
That's the point you didn't get. You're 30 days too late behind the power curve, but you need 30 days, and you're going to come back and tell us something that you've been illegal for God knows how long.
Yeah.
And then they don't want to make sure that people are taken care of pay-wise, but they want to make sure that they can give $1.2 to $1.6 million to the airport. That's all he cares about, Mr. Davis, is making sure things that he wants to get funded is funded, and then he'll be like, we don't have it.
Well,
we can't do it.
That's part of the problem. So that is the issue with those who are on council and in leadership positions. And I'm not even going to say leadership positions, but those who are in positions to make decisions for the city. Mm-hmm. That's part of the problem, because what happens is they got a strong stranglehold on the budget.
Yeah.
Because what they're doing is they are funding things that their friends or colleagues want them to fund.
Right.
So when they say people vote for interest, that's what we're talking about.
Right. Uptown.
Yes. And Corey talked about it on the public agenda last week. Right. This is what we're talking about. The money goes where the priority is for them.
For them.
Which is the airport.
Right.
Or which is baseball. Or which is a pickleball court or soccer complex.
We can't even fix blight like we need to. But you want to bring a pickleball into, the community? For what? Like, the priorities are out of whack. And then you don't want to take care of the pay for your employees, competitive pay for your staff. But you want to bring in somebody for $260,000, and you got people having to work multiple jobs just to live and to survive. I don't understand how they sleep at night with those kind of decisions.
They sleep well.
I just don't understand.
They don't lose a wink of sleep.
I don't understand.
But
Mr. Turner says tomorrow needs to come today. Yes, sir.
Simply put.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
I appreciate that sums it up right there.
Yeah.
But you cannot have a productive or a bright future without the youth.
Right.
Like, if you don't bring the youth along, what do you expect to happen?
Right.
You know what I mean? So we got these elected officials. You rattled off how many years they've been sitting in these seats. You know what I mean? And some of them are upwards of 50 and 60 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So who are you bringing along?
Right.
Who are you passing or lighting somebody else's torch to bring them along to succeed you? Because like you said, you can still give advice, wisdom from the sideline. You
have
can still
the access and all the things that you need to have access to and the status, and still mentor somebody in that position. And I believe that's what John House has done, right? I believe wait, let me finish.
Go
ahead. When he was in District 10 at large, he brought in Begley. That's his baby right there. He brought in Begley to take his position. And now look where Begley is. The city, honey, you can pretend this lieutenant colonel ain't got pulling no strings behind the scenes, but I know he is. He mentored this young man, put him in position. He stayed in his life. He stayed in his ear. And now this man has transitioned into this position of city manager. So that's what it looks like to me, is that you can be old and move out of a seat, but still mentor somebody that's younger and help them be in the positions that you want them to be in the positions, and pull the strings from behind the scenes. You better believe he's doing it.
Well, that's how you're supposed to do it. That's called nepotism. You know what I mean? That's what that was.
It's not real, baby. When I say
that, it doesn't have to be.
Okay.
You know, you don't have to be related for it to be nepotism, but I'm just saying that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to prepare the next person. And we talked about this last episode. Generals are created.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not. Yeah. They don't come up like the rest of everybody else. A general is created. A general is made. You know what I mean? But anyway,
they are built. Yes.
They're built. That's all I'm trying to say. They're built. So you have to have the next person to succeed you. You know, to take up the mantle, or things are going to be out of place.
Yeah, and these people need to get interns, college students. What was the young man that was doing stuff during the summer that was on the public agenda? Our next president of the darn United States. Yes, Elijah. Get these babies. Yes, let them do the things that need to be done so that our communities can be educated. You say that we're not reaching certain people. 18 to 35 is not getting out to vote. Well, guess what? How and what are we doing to reach them effectively? Like, some of us, I'll give this example. Some of us can take online courses and be disciplined enough to do what we need to do and make it through that. And some of us can't. We got to go in the classroom, sit down, and learn that way. And so if you're not the type of person that's going to take it and go with it, then you need to have people on your team that's going to set you up for success, for the benefit of our community. because it's not enough information being put out about what's going on, and I don't know if it's being done on purpose, and that is painful to me.
If what's being done on purpose?
The information is not being shared. You know, the investment is not there for stuff to be up to date, and so people know what's going on locally right here.
Yeah.
Like, there are people who are investing in newsletters and their social media pages, and I know they're older, and somebody else is taking care of that for them. So that bothers me that there's not an investment there to care enough. Oh, just vote for me. You know me. You know my name.
That's the issue, right?
Just
there.
vote for me.
The name
don't worry about the issues. Don't worry about, you don't need to know nothing. Just vote. That's a concern for me. Because when we stop educating our people, what happens when you're not here anymore and we don't know what's going on?
And that's the part that they're not thinking about. So, is it power? Is it all about power and status? Is that the reason why these people don't want to give up the seat? They don't want to bring the next person along, and then have the audacity to criticize
the people that are not getting out the vote.
No, that too. But the people who are trying to run for these.
Oh,
you know
the younger people, the young man, the mayor in Stockbridge.
Prime example.
Bless his heart.
They giving this man all kind of issues.
He hit the ground running, honey. He's highlighting small businesses in his area.
They don't want him in
taking care of lunches for the youth that were behind. He has all of those are very innovative, great ideas, and they're giving him a hard time.
Yeah. So that's part of the issue.
Let's see. Davis kills me always talking about money we don't have, but we somehow find money for everything they want to do. They found money for staff for 10 extra police downtown. Yes, they did, sir. They didn't even ask where they was going to get it from. She was just like, up to 10, and the city will fund it. Like, how do you speak that confidently about money we don't have?
Right.
We don't have.
Because you know something the everyday person doesn't know.
Yeah. They found money for pickleball court. Yes. They found money for the golf course. Yes, sir. And I mean, that was Mr. Huff talking about on that, adding that line item for the golf. Your district is in disarray. I was clutching for pearls I did not have on, because I could not believe that man sit up there. Out of all the things you needed to add a line item for, that was not it, sir. Your district is a mess.
And that's what we're talking about.
So,
that's what we're talking about. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up, but that's what's happening right here in good old Columbus, Georgia. You know, but yeah, so that's why people need to continue to get on the public agenda, and there needs to be a conversation, a town hall, if you will, to talk about those who are older, who are still sitting, and their day has come and gone, and they have not prepared anybody, they have not groomed anybody. Nope. So what does the future look like?
Nope.
You know, what does the next mayor look like? Is there somebody else that's being brought along? Is there somebody else that we can point to and know that they have the best resume, they have the city's best interest at heart? You know, so that's what we got to be thinking about.
And listen, I've been checking the pages, right? I've been checking the pages to see, because what I shared with our Democratic chair, it would be much easier if we could go to their pages, see what is going on, and share the information, as opposed to having to search and find and curate and put stuff together. They're in these meetings, and I'm getting them from the Republican side. You know, based on the district, I'm getting the information. But that, you know, I'm not a Republican, so I need to get it from the perspective of, you know, where I land, and it's not there. It's just not there.
Yeah, that's an
and
issue.
Even with our young person, Mr. Avery, I went on his page. It's not there.
Listen, our folks got to do better.
So we can't get so comfortable. It says our people perish for lack of knowledge. We gotta educate our people. We gotta put the information out there. We gotta share. And there are people in other cities that are doing it, and they're doing it well, and they're doing it on a consistent basis. And I just don't know what's going on here, and it's a concern. It is a very concern that the standards are very low.
It's politics as usual, business as usual, and that's why the city is it's not moving like it could be moving. It's not progressing the way it could progress. You know what I mean? Everybody keeps talking about, oh, it's the second largest city in Columbus, but you wouldn't know it based on, you know, the way things move around here.
Right.
You know what I mean? Look at the school board, and then look at what's been happening with city council over the last, 4 to 5 years. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of work to be done, but of course we know that.
We have to bridge the gap between, you know, I don't care what age you are in leadership. As long,
it's not about your age.
As long as you're up to date and you're current and relevant with the times, I don't care. But it becomes a problem to me when, you know, you're not. When I can't go to your page and get information and you're my elected official and understand what's going on in our government. It becomes a problem for me. And it's too many young people, interns. I think I seen this lady, she's running for Congress or District 5, I think. Listen, she had 4 or 5 interns around her. They are making her social media on fire with relevant and up-to-date information. So it's just like no excuse for me when it comes to our council and when it comes to our elected officials. We are behind the power curve, and somebody has given them the green light that this is okay. Or we don't care enough as citizens to pay attention and to hold them accountable and ask and say, hey, we need this from you. We're not voting blindly. My whole decision in voting in last year of November was because of data centers. All these other people, they are behind the power curve. If you ask me, I was paying attention to data center last year, October sometime. I knew who I was voting for based on their position for a data center. So some of us care and some of us are paying attention. And I don't know what else to think about it.
Well, like you said, some of us care and some of us are not paying attention. So and that's why we get what we get. But that's why we have this platform.
And people are comfortable, you know, are doing the bare minimum in this city. They're very comfortable with it.
Yeah, until we break up the monotony of politics as usual, business as usual. Columbus is not going to be able to flourish the way it needs to.
Right.
It's not.
And I think where I was going before, I didn't make it very clear, is that we do need to bridge the gap with younger people right now, the people in their 30s, late 20s, who are serious and who care and are eager about this type of stuff. Like, they need to be in these groups and organizations helping people see another perspective that they wouldn't otherwise see. Because they're surrounded by generals.
It needs to be diverse, like you said, and they need to bridge the gap because we're going to keep getting the same old, and people are tired, of course, of the same old. So we got to do better.
I'm so disappointed in our council. And I think a lot of us understood the assignment with everything that's going on with this administration. So we dedicated a lot of time. We dedicated, you know, a lot of time to try to make sure we got the best people, best choices that we had available to us in office. Don't let us down. Don't embarrass us and don't let us down. Like, don't get mad at us for holding you accountable because we support you. And we want the best for you, and we want you to represent us to the best.
Well, it's not about them. And I think that's part of the issue too that we need to discuss.
People don't understand that.
It's not about the elected official. They are just there. They're just a mouthpiece. They're just the liaison or the ambassador. Like nobody's. If you think about the ambassador, nobody is
They represent the people. It's not your opinion. It's not your
Yeah,
thoughts.
you
I
just
remember
there.
that doing that study
That's
before.
that's all you're there for.
Well, Monroe, Dr. Monroe, Miles Monroe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember doing that study about an ambassador. It's not about you. It's not
Not at
about your
all.
opinion, your thoughts, or anything. You are he was talking about Christ at the moment.
You're the go-between.
Yeah.
You know, you're the go-between.
Yeah.
You're the what do they call it in the Army? I know translator is a word. What's the other word? Linguist. You're the linguist.
Yeah.
For the people.
And we got people afraid to be the linguist. And that's another thing, you know, we see people, Angie Dixon is in Florida. She getting, locked up and whatnot for her mouth and protesting. You got Justin Pierce in Tennessee. He getting escorted out. And our people here in Columbus are quick to say what they can't say. They are afraid, and they are the elected officials. They're supposed to be speaking up on our behalf, standing strong, and speaking up for what's right. And they are telling us what they cannot do. Like, what in the heck is going on?
Right.
What is going on? Let's see, looking at the voter turnout, we know who needs to be talking to these private meetings and conventions ain't going to pull in the voters. We need to affect the change we want and need to see. Okay, looking at the voter turnout, we know who we need, to be talking to. Got you. In these private meetings and conventions, okay? The people, it's the people position, you serve the people. That's so true.
That's it. That's it. That's all. Like you're not there to be,
liked. You ain't there to be my colleagues.
No.
You're there to push the narrative of the people who voted to put you in. And so it's just like,
listen, those like Glenn Davis knows exactly why he's there.
Right.
He's there to speak on the behalf. Yeah, he's in there to speak on the behalf of those who elected him.
Yeah.
And that's his number one priority. And that's what he does.
All of his buddies are sitting up there on that board now. All of his business buddies are sitting up there on that commission right now. Let's see, we have politicians who have failed to represent the voiceless. Candidates spend time running for office, yet they are not equipped to govern on behalf of the neglected. That's so true. That's so true. And you can tell they're disconnected and they don't even care. That's what's so sad about it. They don't even care.
Well, they don't have to care because if they're being elected, that's why they don't have to care. They know they don't have to. Because if they're able to get in there by doing the bare minimum, that lets them know that they don't really have to do anything.
Yeah.
Because if you can show up to a forum and keep telling the citizens and the constituents that you're going to show up, you're going to listen, and you're going to be accessible, and that's what you're running on.
Yeah.
But you don't have a resume to draw from. You don't have anything to show for what you've already done.
And we need you to get in the trenches and the nitty gritty, not showing up to little nice curated events and smiling and waving. We need you to get into the communities where the concerns are, the people who don't make it to the city council meetings, who don't have money or gas to get to these events in the communities. We need you to care enough about, District 1. Have you visited Patriot's Place?
Mm-hmm.
Have you?
Yeah.
Went to check on your citizens? Gosh.
And it's bad over there. But
Yeah, but you've been
bad.
driving. You knocked on all the doors, right? You met all of your constituents, and you know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
City official moving into Social Security does not need the city check to survive. That's just greedy. Pass position on like other cities with these young new starts. Yeah. And I promise you, I feel like you're still going to have the access. You're still going to have the status. You're still going to be able to get into the events and show up to whatever you want to show up to, feeding or helping somebody else in that position. And I feel like that's what Mr. House did for Bagley. He put him in that District 10 seat and continued, finagle his name on through there. And now he's our city manager.
I think he was going to be the city manager.
Really?
Well, maybe that wasn't the initial plan, but I just don't think one has to do with the other, in my opinion.
I think Mr. House has been playing chess. That's what I think.
Well,
but at least that's a good example to me of what it should be. He's a lieutenant colonel. He was in the district-wide seat. When it was time for him to roll out for whatever reason, he rolled out. He put the young man in a position. And then again, swing it around. They need somebody for city manager. Who else is speaking on his behalf than this man right here? Playing chess, honey. But our people are not going to do that. They're not going to do it. They will die, and somebody will have to figure it out.
Well, that's happening all around Columbus on both sides.
I know.
District
that lady
at large,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Listen, I can't believe. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, yeah. So go ahead and land your plane.
I think I landed it, honey.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we hope y'all don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Share this with your loved ones. We appreciate the support, of course, and always, because y'all could be somewhere else. You don't have to be here with us. So we definitely appreciate it. And we know for sure that time is a currency, and you don't get that back.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah, the topics for today, we talked about Nolan Wells, if you're up to speed on his situation, and again, condolences to him and his family and his loved ones. We talked about elected officials and how, how we think or you think they should carry themselves, whether it be wardrobe, whether it be out in public, whether it be how they show up,
Yeah, they represent us.
Yeah.
It's no longer about you at this point as a public servant. And we do have plenty of great examples in our city of women and men who carry themselves well. Like you just, we have those examples, so it's no excuse.
No excuse.
Yeah.
And then we segued into the Tuskegee dress code policy that they just enforced. But of course, we know if you weren't here when we talked about that, Tuskegee has enforced the dress code policy that when you show up, when you show up to class, cafeteria, you must be dressed appropriately. Meaning, no hair bonnets, no do-rags, no PJs, no slippers. You got to come correct. And by the way, they said you have to have a business, I think, suit or business attire that you got to wear, I think, at least once a month.
Right.
Or something like that. But yeah, so they made a change, and it's controversial. Some people saying that, they shouldn't do this, and they're not saying you can't wear this on campus, but in class and in the cafeteria, you cannot wear this.
It's a no. It's a no.
So yeah, and then we talked about the new council day 1 rollout, or being ready on day 1. When you come into one of these seats, you got to hit the ground running.
And we
know how important that is.
Yeah, we have citizens like Denise Cambridge. Make sure you follow 706 Citizen,
Yeah,
right?
shout out to Denise.
We have a citizen like Denise Cambridge who is over delivering for the community. Like, that screams volumes to me that she would make a great elected official, because we already know she cares. We already know she knows how to structure and put systems in place to communicate effectively with.
Wait, how do we know?
Oh, you haven't seen the page? You are not on social media.
No. I'm just being facetious.
Oh,
or I'm being.
You haven't seen the page.
No. What I'm asking you is, so what I'm trying to get at is, her resume speaks for itself.
That's what I'm
trying to get at.
Yes.
Her resume already speaks for itself.
And it speaks with excellence, right? So, I mean, that's what I'm talking about. And these are people with degrees. And I'm not saying she doesn't have one. Like, these are people with degrees, people that are small business owners and things of that nature. And you mean to tell me that day 1, you're not ready? That you didn't have a team in place to unfold and launch your social media page, a newsletter, and communicate with us on a normal basis with a calendar? Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, and my other person, like, I want to see somebody like Corey Wilson sitting up there in those chambers.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, folks, he's a young person that you need to bring in. He's smart, he's intelligent, he's got systems in place. He knows how to connect with the community. He's working in the community. He's working and still showing up. So when you leave people like this out of moving Columbus forward, you are doing a disservice to our community, because what we're not here for is business as usual.
Right.
And I'm so not here for it. And guess what? I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you have a problem with what I have to say, because I'm going to say it. and I need people to do what they need to do because it's time out. It's just time out.
Period. Period, point blank. So yeah, we can leave it there. So listen, it's always a pleasure to bring y'all Candid Conversation, and as always, we appreciate the support. And you can also support by sending us a Cash App, Candid Conversation 00 or Candid Conversation 00. You know, and the funds go towards, you know, the studio, more equipment, bringing y'all better content, and adding more value.
Yeah, and if you value what we're bringing to the table, to the community, listen, help us do some more. Help us get out there and do more.
No doubt. So again, Cash App is Candid Conversation 00. We appreciate the support in advance. But yeah, we can leave it there. I am King George, aka Mr. Knowledge is Power, and this is my beautiful co-host.
Oh, Dr. Natalie Nicole.
Yeah,
listen, let me get this. Continue to shout. Now is the time to transition. But we don't have a transitioners. If we are not doing it now, the knowledge gap will kill the city. 4 years from now, the next leaders need to be ready. Not 4 years. Well, I get that. But like, you need to be getting ready like right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
And some people got offended when I said if you got a full-time job, listen, this is not it. Because if you think that you're gonna have a full-time job and not serve the community like it needs to be served with them 29 hours per week of that part-time, what have you, keep it moving.
Especially if you're gonna be in District 1, 3, 11,
keep it moving.
You gotta be there full-time. Now some other districts you don't have to. You still got to show up. Yeah. But there's a greater need in 1, 3, and 7.
Yeah.
There's a greater need in 4 too. So yeah.
All right. Yeah. 4 got all that stuff going on Buena Vista, new transitions and things of that nature. So yeah, we can't have anybody that's not paying attention, not caring about all the chicken, the liquor, and the whatever kind of spirits they're bringing in that community. Yeah. Hold these people accountable. We're giving them our money, and listen, our communities are dirty as a result. What kind of demographic of people are those that's opening these stores?
They don't look like us.
Okay, well, guess what? And they don't keep nothing clean over on the south side either. They don't keep it clean. So yeah, we gotta work on that.
But yeah, peace and love. We appreciate y'all tapping in with us. We'll see y'all next Sunday, 6:30 p.m. We're working it out. We're in transition with Candid. We're on YouTube. We're transitioning off of Facebook. But yeah, we'll keep y'all posted. Peace and love. Until the next time.